Hey YouTube, this is 13 Dragonblade, aka Itachi13, coming at you with a deck profile. This is going to be Darkworlds, or as I like to call it, Derpy Darkworlds. So let's start this off. We got the very unfair card, Grapha, Dragonlord of the Dark World. It's a great card. You discard it, and you pop a card on your opponent's side of the field, so you're never minusing yourself. Its other effect is if it's discarded by your opponent's card effect, then you can select one random card in your opponent's hand. If it was a monster, you can special summon it to your side of the field. And, of course, its other effect, which is probably why everybody runs it, you summon a Dark World, you normal summon a Dark World, then you bounce that Dark World, and then you special this from the graveyard. So it's very easy to bring out. And then, of course, we've got the other broken card that came in the structure deck. We have 3 Snow. Snow is amazing. You discard it, switches out for a Dark World card. And then, if you discard it by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon a monster from your opponent's graveyard in face-up defense position. So broken, it can even search out herself. And then the last one that you have to run at 3 is Brow, because Brow's draw power. Along with having Dark World dealings, along with having Drag Down to the Grave and card destruction, you need to have this guy, because he's good. I run 2 Beige. Beige is actually quite good. I mean, a lot of people just run of him, run 1, or they just don't run any, but I think Beige is actually quite good. It's a 19 beater under the field spell, and it can be used for exceeding and synchroing into 4s and synchroing into 7s and 6s. 2 gold. Gold is good. You discard it and special summon itself just like Beige. If your opponent discards it, then you pop 2 cards on their field. Or up to 2 cards, but still, it's pretty good to have for a rank 5. And 1 Silva. I couldn't have space for the other one. I really wanted to run 2 Silva because this guy's really good. He makes you put exactly 2 cards from your opponent's hand to the bottom of the deck if he's discarded by your opponent. If he's discarded, then you special him. So it's quite good. And then we move on to the tech cards of the deck. 1 Raven. Raven's good. Helps you synchro. And helps you get off the Dark World's effects. So Raven is quite good. Double Tour Guide. This is obvious, actually. You have a target. You have a target for Brow, it helps you for exceeding, what else is really there for? And then, of course, the staple for our Dark World decks, I need 2 more. This is Transarchfiend. Transarchfiend, you discard it, you discard a Fiend monster, he gains 500 attack, so he becomes a 23 beater at most. And then if he's destroyed, you can target one of your banished dark monsters and add it to your hand. So, while you banish with the field spell, he adds them back. 3 gates to the Dark World. This sets up your engine, really. Gives you draw power, sets up your engine, helps you banish your Dark Worlds, and, of course, gives them a nice little power boost. 3 Dark World dealings, staple. In every Dark World deck, you have to do it. It's just draw power. I tech in 1 Lightning because at those times that I really don't run MSTs in this deck, I would say Dark World Lightning is great to have for a choice. I would even run 2. It is basically like an MST. You take care of face-down cards. I'm foolish for the Grapha. Lure. And card destruction. Card destruction just lets this deck explode. I believe that this is probably going to either get banned, or something of the Dark Worlds is going to get banned, like Grapha or Snow, because they're too easy to squeeze out. Same thing with Allure. Allure is amazing. And then, I don't have this card yet. Well, it's 3. 3 Drag Down to the Graves. Great card. You get to look at your opponent's hand, you make them discard, so you set all of your stuff, and then you just use it and make your opponent cry. It's a really, really annoying card. And then we're moving on to the traps. We have 3 Skill Drain. I used to have a Photon Skill Drain deck that I had this for, but then I decided, let me just get Skill Drain with this, because Skill Drain's a good card. It negates monster effects, and Grapha still keeps his attack, so he does basically a giant beat stick, and most of their effects happen in the graveyard, so Scale Drain doesn't affect them. One Mind Crush, because those drag downs help, and then you can set this, and when you activate Drag Down, after you discard, you chain Mind Crush, and then you just say a card in their hand. So it's rather annoying. Then we have Deck Divvy, and we have Eradicator Epidemic. Mostly these are because of the Grapha and because of the golds and silvers. You can use this with them. You call spells, you call traps. If you know that they're playing a spell-heavy deck, then you just call spells. If you know they're playing traps, just call traps. And this it's really annoying to deal with that, actually, Deck Divvy. And then 2 Reckless Greeds. I think 3 is too many. Drawing 2 cards, skipping 2 draw phases. It just helps set up your stuff. And then a semi-extra deck, I just have this guy in there. Dark Highlander, because Dark Highlander's actually pretty boss, and you can make him with Fabled Raven. And, Silva. Or no, not Fabled Raven and Silva. You use, Beige by discarding it, and you just make it. You make Raven a 3, and you special the Beige, similar to this thing. And you just annoy your opponent. It's a 28 beater, too. The only other sample stuff I would recommend would be like Utopia and stuff, and then for rank 3, I just have a random Leviathan Dragon. I don't have too much of an extra deck with this, because I don't really rely on it that much. But it's completely up to your discretion. Some people like running Tyrus and Ardius and such like that. Anyway, oh yeah, and Maestroke is actually a good choice, because he is a fiend for the field spell, and he helps protect you. So anyway, this is Hitachi13 signing out.